next flight line tour gets underway in about 10 minutes time. A chance to get up close and personal with these historic aircraft from the collection, plus the visiting aircraft that are now beginning to arrive.
No, she's putting along very nicely actually. Here she comes. So, good opportunity for a photo shot.
Uses the most powerful derivative of the Allison V12 engine, the so-called 100 series, developing 1200 horsepower. Not as powerful as Rolls-Royce Merlin engines, of course. It's flying time, so a very young aircraft in terms of fatigue life. As a freighter, they kept it flying as a freighter before it returned to aerial survey work, this time with an organisation called Kemp's Aerial Surveys. They were based down at Eastleigh in Southampton in 1968. They kept the aircraft for about 5 years. Then in 1973 it was delivered to the Strathallan collection. Chris joined the RAF from school, worked initially as an engineer and then an air traffic controller. Then he trained to be a pilot, did tours at Wattisham on Lightnings, then the Hunter and the Hawk at Akrotiri and Brawdy. Did advanced training at RAF Valley on the Hawk. He's been a chief flying instructor for the RAF at Linton on Ouse. There we go, fantastic display from Chris. The Avro fighting machine that I mentioned, just taken to the skies now, this biplane trainer and night fighter from 1918. This particular stuff is an Avro 504K, built initially by Elliot Burns, designed by him and built by Avro in Manchester. First into the sky nicknamed the flying phone machine because the noise that the engine makes. Thankfully, this is the sole surviving example of V2. Major 4-cylinder inline engine up front, giving a top speed of about 112 miles an hour. From the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, we're proud to announce the arrival here at Allward of the C-47 Skytrain DC-3 Dakota. Door there. It's one of the few aircraft at the time that could carry a military jeep, an army jeep. It could be adapted for long distance, of course, such without incurring excessive maintenance and running costs. Having said that, aircraft had a wooden airframe, fabric covered wings, 2 cockpits in tandem, which allowed a passenger to be carried, or the aircraft used for flight training. The Fujitsu mofs are being flown from the rear cockpit to accommodate the centre of gravity requirements. There was actually one variant of the Southern Marker that was built in 1931. I think the idea was that maybe miles were taken, that there would be some interest from the air ministry. It was an all-metal aircraft. Well, we have a duo of Bristol to take to the start this afternoon, part of our September pageant. This aircraft wasn't really successful initially because pilots flying the aircraft as a conventional 2-seat aircraft, flying sort of straight and level at all times, didn't really handle well in turns. The Shuttleworth Collections F2B was built in 1918. It was too late to see military service during the First World War, although it was used by 208 Squadron in Turkey in 1923. It was then bought by a former army captain and stored. The Brisfit made its battle debut at the Battle of Arras in April of 1917. So sneaking in from behind the trees and the uphill runway there for a full stop landing, John Hurrell, ladies and gentlemen, in the Bristol F2B fighter from 1918. So here we go, representing 2 aircraft from the Second World War, lost the Rider aircraft, and the very rare Hurricane Mark 1B Sea Hurricane. It's the world's only Sea Hurricane 1B, which makes it obviously unique and, well, a bit of a thrill to think that we've got the only example of this type of aircraft here in the collection. Powered by a 1,030 horsepower Rolls-Royce Merlin V12 engine, a very rare Mark III example. speed of 324 miles an hour and a range of about 460. Improvements were asked for by the air industry that included closed infrastructure. The Demon, slightly faster, slightly heavier than its lighter favourite. 305 of this aircraft, or 232 of them for the RAF. This is the only Hawker Demon flying in the world today. To give us the world's only airworthy Hawker Demon, as things stand at the moment. One of the advantages of that engine at the time overcame a problem that was trying to be solved, and that's getting the forward-facing machine gun to actually not shot through the propeller. The original variant had a hollow propeller shaft, which meant you could put the gun in the propeller shaft and fire it through the prop spinner.